Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark Lambert of the Thetis Pendulum Group. Today happens to be the February 18th, 2014, and it is exactly 2:41 p.m. in the afternoon. Basically, I'm just posting this up as a follow-up to the last couple videos I put up. One was basically calling the high, I think in the third week of January, and then another one that I posted up a couple weeks later on the 31st, I believe it was, as we're looking for a bounce up to February 5th, which would be a secondary lower high and then a drive downwards at obviously something inverted, and February 5th was the actual low, and we've since bounced from that. One of the things is now that we've bounced off of that, I think we're at a critical level. Basically, I have a system that I call Market Math, which I add eighths to the market and so on from various price levels. I believe W.D. Gann, which happens to be one of the best traders that ever lived in the last 100 years that we know of, that basically killed the markets all the time. He said that the markets basically moved to eighths. He also said that one of his favorite levels was 50%. He also said that one of his favorite levels was 66.6%. So I guess he had two favorite levels. Either way, I don't care. 50% is what we hit today. Now, when I say that we've hit 50% today, this is basically looking at the cyclical low that happened on February 5th. 2014 at 1732, and I enter it into my spreadsheet, which has a lot of information in it. That February 15th, 1732 as a low, moving up 1/8 or 12.5% brings us to 1948.50. Basically, this is set up as 1732, 1948.50. And as Gann said, one of the critical levels that he always looks at is 50%, and the other one is 66.6%. As of today, February 18th, 2014, we have hit that 50% level. I basically started to pick at shorts. I've had a couple good trades today, and I'll just stay flat at this point in time and wait to see what ends up happening. But as you can see, these levels have been used by the market as we've been moving up. The 1/8 level was support back on the 7th. It was also resistance on the 7th. It was also support on the 10th. Basically, the only one that the market has not really looked at is the 3/8 level. Right now, as it is, we're resisting off this half level, or 50%. Which is making me think that if we have any pullback at this point in time, it's probably going to come back and validate this level right now, which is at approximately 1813 and a quarter, let's say. So we'll see if the market's going to pull back to that over the next day or so, but basically right now this is a low risk short if somebody will want to go short, because you know you're wrong if we go over 1840 and a quarter. And that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Right now, as it is, the S&P 500 has moved up. Basically, it's kind of like an inside day at this point in time. But if you take a look at the VIX, now I'm saying that the ESs have moved up 50%. Now the VIX has turned down, which was pointed out to me by one of my friends, Brock. Because I wasn't really watching it. I look at it every couple days, but as of today, as the S&P 500 moved up exactly 50% from that particular level, the VIX has moved down exactly 37.5% or 3/8 of that level. So I guess this just falls to the point where you have to say, yes, the markets are completely random and you can't trade them, and you should have never any idea what's going on. But either way, as far as that thesis goes, I think today is a very critical level. I do believe we may move up a little bit over the next few days. Like I said, 1878 is an outside target, but this would be the first time I would really start to look at, if you're a position trader, if you're long, to really take a look at what's going on right here. Basically back last month when I was looking at the critical timing for the high, We were pretty much at the high at that point in time, and we did pull back. I think it was 111 points. And then on 2.5, that was a low, and I did trade that live also and hit those levels and where I was closing out the short and so on live. But basically, right now as it is, today is one of those times where since February 5th, this is a possible turning point. It's not the strongest turning point I'm looking at because I really don't have any particular timing for today, but I am looking at timing coming up in the next week or so. So I would say, you know something? Just be very, very careful at this point. Anyways, with that said, I'm just leaving you with that. Trade carefully. Really watch these levels. They are valid. They do work over and over again. So with that, Godspeed and good trading to everyone.